find a lot of people are really good at talking about what they're going to do, and then they just continue to talk about what they're going to do, and they're just talking. Welcome to Brand Talk with Rachel and Drew. I'm Drew.
I'm Rachel.
Welcome to the show. I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to discuss.
Spill the beans.
The beans. I've been soaking.
I saw that.
Soaking beans.
And you made a mess of the kitchen last night.
It was cooking.
It was.
Our dishwasher's broken.
That guy sucks, but it was bad.
I cleaned up quite a bit, but there was stacks of,
so.
You put a whole thing of chicken breast inside the sink.
When?
Or Kinsey did.
Not
I don't
me.
know. It was a full prepared meal just in there.
Oh, that was from last week. I put it there because I didn't want to take the lid off because I didn't want it to smell.
So you put chicken in there last week.
No, I took it out of the fridge because I cleaned out the fridge. I wiped everything out before I restocked our groceries like I always do on Sundays.
Fridge does look really good.
Thank you. And I took out the old food, put it in the sink so that the following day I could, use a disposal and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Welcome to Marriage Talk with Rachel and Drew.
Talking about how bad the kitchen looks when I believe I made you a fantastic dinner last night. You're welcome.
It was good. I said thank you last night.
But on air. So I just got back. Apparently I'm Tanner. Excited about that. So we flew to
Not me.
Huntsville in a helicopter, and he won't let me film. So I can't get any cool stuff when I'm on my own. I can, but he won't let me film cool stuff inside the helicopter because he doesn't want to be on. So I don't have any footage. But I've been trying. He's like, nah, just can't. He don't want to do it. So
well,
but we took off. We flew. I'm learning all the patterns and the traffic on the headsets, and we went to Huntsville. So flew straight up, just I-45 on the right, and then flew all the way up there. No, I'm primarily looking at tower. I'm way up there. So the statues are I'm looking at towers.
That's a big statue, though.
I'm looking at 1,500 foot
Houston,
towers.
The statue? That's a big statue.
Yeah, I didn't see that. It's pretty small up there. And then, but went all the way up, and then we went to this cool little airport, and we came in on a pattern, and I basically flew 2 patterns and hovered, and then flew another pattern. It's basically a rectangle around a airport. This little airport in Huntsville, and then I flew back. And then he took the controls when we were coming in and coming out of the airport. But
you did it?
I did. Yeah, I accumulated quite a bit of flight time on my own. He's always spotting, but I was flying, so
cool.
Felt good about it. I was more relaxed, except my right butt cheek. I was not having a door on is you're pretty puckered up, He's like, relax. I'm like, okay, relaxing. Jeez, but you look out. So it's pretty cool.
How many minutes did you get in on your walk?
This more I have to go look, but I flew the whole time. So I knew I needed to get some hours. So I stayed on the controls, and I got the hang of it too. This was much better. And I started to hear some of the things he was saying and understand. And cause you're flying with your feet, your hands, your left throttle, your right hand, your eyes, your ears, or you're not cruising, there's no phone or there's no and you're just seeing, it's gorgeous. It's really, really cool. But you kind of fly they just kind of do this. It's just normal. Just kind of bobbing along, But what?
Nothing. I'm just thinking back to Disney World where you just absolutely would not get on that one ride.
I told you I was.
And I'm like, you won't do that, but you'll go up in a helicopter.
I was sick. You had me do that claustrophobic ride. You lied to me, and you got me in this little tiny shuttle.
He got paired into, I forget what it was.
That thing was rough.
No, it wasn't. No, that one does. That one does jerk you around. But
dude, I was gonna vomit.
No, this one was just it was like something space related where you're in this little.
They launch you to the moon.
Yeah, but you're never leaving the ground. It's like a simulation.
That's
and
what
so
messed me up.
We were taking turns because obviously we had Hendrix at the time and we had to take turns because we couldn't both go at the same time. And I went in and then I was like, yeah, you should totally go. And I actually think I went on the extreme one. And then you went on the baby one.
No, I wanted to go on the baby one. And you're like, no, the extreme one's not bad. I'm like, there's a lot of warning signs, on the floor, on the if you get nauseous, don't do this.
Well, so you get paired with these 3 little girls, and they're just and you're just
It's everything.
So scared.
It's everything that I did not want to do. I'll ride roller coasters. I'm fine with it. Open air, like I dig it. But it's the small little screen and you can't see the horizon and you're moving and jostling around. It fucks me up. Like I get motion sickness from that.
Yeah, you looked green when you came out of there.
It was the worst motion sickness I've ever had, and it stayed with me the whole day. And then I couldn't go ride roller coasters. It was like I'm still spinning from an hour ago, and it's 120 degrees at Disney World.
Yeah, we went on 4th of July.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it set me up. I wanted to do the baby one, and I did the other one, and it was terrible.
All right, guys, real quick. If you're a salon owner who's tired of grinding behind the chair with nothing to show for it but a sore back and an inconsistent bank account, you need to BYOB, build your own brand. This is our signature program helping salon owners all across the country launch their own private label hair extension line under your name with your profit margins and your rules.
It's not just about services. It's about creating an actual brand that can sell while you sleep. Our students are launching their own Shopify stores, wholesaling to local stylists, and finally stepping into the CEO seat without having to reinvent the wheel.
We're literally handing you the playbook. Branding, fulfillment, marketing, legal, all of it. If you've got the hustle, we've got the system.
Click the link in the description below to book a discovery call with our team. Let's build a business that works for you and not the other way around.
BYOB, because doing hair should be because you want to, not because you have to. Well, where do we go from here?
Well, that's just something I'm excited about. So it's, it's coming. I think the segue into what I want to talk about is the challenge that it is. It's expensive to learn what I'm doing. It's time consuming. It's physically difficult. It's mentally like books of knowledge. It's very, very hard. But
that's all you're doing right now. Like, I mean, not all you're doing, but like when you're home, you're either reading helicopter stuff, you're watching helicopter stuff on YouTube, you're like, and that's all that's on your like For You page on Instagram is just helicopters and jujitsu.
Yeah, that's what I do. And they're both very difficult, but it primes me. It keeps me doing, because what we're scaling is difficult too. So it like all the things. I don't fully know that I'm doing this. I'm really just kind of unpacking this as we talk about it. But as we go to scale and grow and deal with bigger teams and more clients, like it's hard. So I'm always primed doing difficult things, because the main thing, like with the helicopters, he's like, just keep at it. Like if you just keep at it, you'll be a great pilot. And most guys, they don't keep with jiu-jitsu, or they don't keep in the gym, or they don't keep with a diet. And I'm doing all of it. I'm dialed, because
I think the thing that we both have in common about like whatever we're learning is we just fully immerse ourselves in it. Mm-hmm. So like if we're in a program or a mentorship, or we're in a mastermind, or we're on a course or whatever, like we are all up in it. Like I don't own a single course that's not 100% complete, and I see a lot of people. Yeah, we do, like quickly, like within a few days usually. Mm-hmm. But I see a lot of people that will they'll buy something, they'll buy a course, they'll buy a ticket to an event, they'll listen to even our podcast, and they'll get like all fired up about something, and then they just like go, they just do nothing. And the difference, there is no difference other than the ability to lean in and like complete something from one human who we could literally buy the same thing, but like the person that gets results is the person that actually does the work. Yeah, and it's like once the glitz and the glamour and the sheen wears off, like who holds it down? Who can finish it? Because it's exciting, but there's going to be like anything you do, like it gets like all that excitement will become more blunted, and you still going to go through it. Just because you said you would is enough, and most people just don't understand that, and they're always jumping, looking for the next hit. Shiny object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I found some things that I kind of get that ongoing, but it's not I'm not even concerned with, I told him today, I was like, I'm not even concerned. I mean, I'll get my private and I'll get my commercial, but like, that's not my goal. My goal is to just be consistent and become a great pilot. Like that's my goal, everything else will come with that. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people try to get the thing, and they're lining it up, or they're trying to go to the gym and they're trying to line up this surface level goal instead of this deep behavior. Like, who do I need to be to build a multi-million-dollar business? Like, that's a behavior that's going to drive that. There's nothing you're going to do today.
It's not like a time thing, really.
No.
It's
a life thing.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. So on the last episode that I did solo, I talked about the cost of inaction and just like how just a couple hacks or things that like, I do or I recommend for people to do to be able to kind of like get themselves not only on the wagon, but to stay on the wagon and, things like that. But I think the thing that I'm kind of seeing, this is almost like a part two, an unintentional part two of that, is talking about like discipline and consistency. And also I will say, discipline and consistency is attractive. It is, because when you have like, and it's honestly painful to like spend time with someone who is not able to be consistent or disciplined. It actually kind of grosses me out because there's just always excuses.
They can't control themselves.
Yeah, they can't. And it's unattractive. Not even from like a physical like standpoint, but like, it creates like this thing of like, well, how can I trust what you say? How can I trust that like you'll show up on time or you'll be there or you'll do the thing that you said you were going to do, and that is unattractive to me in a person. So like really how this kind of plays into hiring, I think, is like, we've all done it where you hire someone, they're like amazing, you're so excited about them, and then a couple weeks, down the road, it's like, ugh, like so disappointed. You see their true colors. They're not doing any of the things they said they were going to do.
Me and Jess call it merping out.
Merping?
Merp.
Merping out.
Yeah, they're like, good. They go merp.
Yeah. So the issue with that is it feels like it was like not even too good to be true. It's just like you feel like this person just took a mask off, and like you thought they were one way and you thought they were they talked a good talk, but like their actions are completely different. Mm-hmm. And that is important when it comes to hiring, is like, and part of our hiring process is we build in different behavioral assessments that they take, such as predictive index, which is like, I'm a huge fan of, and being able to really see like, who is this person really? And how is that person going to be in that particular role that you're hiring them for? And also, like, I think anybody can be on their best behavior in an interview. And, it really takes at least 6 months to, like, really get to know somebody. And that's not just in business, but that's, like, in personal life, too. Like, you really start to see, like, their pros and cons and just, like, their little behaviors they do and their little mannerisms and little bullshit tactics.
How do they deal with pressure?
Yeah. And I think when people, and we used to do this, we don't do it this way now. Over the last few years, we have not done this. But in the beginning, it was very like, hi, I'm Rachel, I'm in the beauty lounge, and it's just like all this, everyone has their customer service voice on, and like you're doing the interview, you're asking questions, you're chatting, getting to know this person, you're talking about like, everything's like positive, right? And there is no pressure. There is no, like in flight school or, you doing the helicopter thing, today was optimal weather for helicopter flying, right? But like in business, if you're in an interview and maybe the conditions are, rainbows and butterflies, but then, a week or two down the road, that person doesn't have optimal conditions to work. And now it's thunderstorms and lightning, and they, just completely are crushed under pressure. Mm-hmm. And, so in our interview process, we ask people hypothetical questions. What would you do if, X, Y, Z? How would you handle this situation if a client said they were unhappy with what you just did on them? Like, those are great questions to be able to put this person on the spot and ask questions that they probably have never been asked in an interview before, and be able to see how they would do. Mm-hmm. And I think that's been a game changer for us. We have a really great hiring guide that we have in our community for our clients. And like, I know that that's been a game changer for them too, just being able to have our interview questions for their hiring process.
I've been doing group interviews.
Yeah. I think
that's a game changer. That's what I'm doing now. So yeah. I will interview 10 people at once.
Yeah.
And we rebuilt the whole hiring process to be set up that way. It's like a mini webinar, basically. And I was actually really nervous the first time I did one. I'm like, what am I going to say to these people? Like, what am I going to do? But I really thrived in it. I was able to talk to people. I'm like, if we're gonna hire you, who else on this team would you want to work with you? And they're like, what? Really cool to talk about it that way. And you can see people who are engaged, you can see how they respond when someone else is talking, because a lot of them glaze over.
Mm-hmm.
And you can really see, okay, whose attention is held.
Who is like your special ones? Yeah.
Who's bright, who's dull. Like you can see it all,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So rather than doing one-off interviews and, we need to hire, I'm going to bring someone in and do an interview.
Well, think about it. And also like as you grow in business, like there's only so many hours in the day. We all have the same amount of hours in the day. So it's about like, why would I spend 10 1-hour meetings, trying to find someone when I can just do all of that in 1 hour and then clearly see a difference between them all.
Honestly, 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
In that first interview. And then you can pick out the ones you want and then meet with them. But you've done that single pass is
just a little scoop of like all the great opportunity ones. And then you can filter from there. All right, guys, I got to tell you about an incredible event that you don't want to miss. It's happening in Palm Springs, September 13th through the 15th. This is something that is going to be the event of the year for CEOs who are wanting to build their wealth. So if that's you, I'm going to put a link in the description below for you to get your ticket. Don't miss it. Now back to the episode. But that's a great way of doing it. I love doing group shadow days, like in the salon space, like being able to have somebody that, they go through the interview process, then they have a shadow day. Then it's like a way for us to be able to try them out. They can try us out. And that's really the way that we frame it is, it's a great way for you to, it's almost like if you were to buy a house and you got to like spend the night there, like for free first, like that's kind of how we explain it. And that way you can kind of like, do I like my neighbors? Do I like this mattress? Do I like, it's a great way of being able to kind of try before you buy and or commit.
Give them some tasks, see how they do.
And the ones that honestly
perform.
like just put themselves out there. They're not just like sitting on their phone, like feeling weird and looking weird. They're just like, okay, I'm just going to like put myself out there. I'm going to go chat. I'm going to go watch what people are doing. I'm going to go get in there and shampoo. Those are the types of people that we end up hiring is because they didn't isolate themselves. They got in there. And that's what we're looking for in the salon space is we're in hiring in general. Like if you're looking for a team player, you're looking for somebody who can join the team, who's going to lend a hand to the team and, not just sit there and worry about themselves.
Yeah. And you'll find a lot of people are really good at talking about what they're going to do. And then they just continue to talk about what they're going to do. And then they also explain to you what they're going to do. And there's all these great reasons as to why they haven't done it yet and when they're going to do it. And they're just talking. So like high performing people, they watch what they do with their feet. Like, are they making moves? Are they doing the thing? Are they doing it? Not what are they saying? Because typically a high performer you need communication, but not a ton.
And I can tell you the people that are the closest to us are our high performers. Like you've always said this, like look what they do with their feet. Like the girls in the salon that are like the furthest away from you, the most like distant, the ones that don't like come up and chat with you when you're there, that
but
decide
their average
to,
client ticket's lower.
Yeah, they're just lower performing people. And the ones that are like, hey, oh my gosh, like, like engaging with you and wanting to learn from you, wanting to watch, wanting to, actively participate and collaborate inside of your conversations with your clients or whatever. Like those are the ones that are your top performers. And this is crazy. But anybody that's ever worked with us knows this to be true. Anytime we take a group photo, I tell you what, within 6 months, like whoever's standing on the ends, like ends up either quitting or being fired. It's the craziest thing.
That's how I know.
That I'm like, I don't even want to take a group photo because I don't want to think about losing anybody. But and it's funny because the girls are like, no, I don't want to be on the end. I don't want to be on the end. And it's like, they're all just like trying to like see who could like be more in the middle.
If you can expand that middle too, and it'll never be 100%, so don't try to be like, oh, we got this girl gang and we're gonna be together forever. It's
You're
like
not.
You're gonna have a core group of people. Like what's your churn? Like if you can make it past the 3-year drop off, you're doing good. If your retention is 5 years, you're great. You're doing well above average, and then getting people close to that time. But if you've got this churn where people are just always coming and going, you got to look at that. And it is crucial that your churn is measured, because if it's not measured, you can't improve it. So that's a good. I remember when I had met you, you'd had the salon for under 3 years. And I'd had my gym for like 7 at that time, and I had been through just the ringer, and like I'd just been so many challenges with staff. This is my first go at it, and you were about 2.5, maybe almost 3, probably right at 3 years.
Yeah, I was.
And I'm like, you had still retained everybody for 3 years. And I was like, you haven't lost. He's like, no.
He's like, you haven't lost anybody?
Like no
nope.
one. No one.
Be
I'm
together forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, nobody. Like nobody. You haven't
I was
fired anybody. You haven't
amazed.
lost anybody. Nobody's quit. Nobody's on a walkout. I'm like, nope. Everything's great.
Yeah. And it was.
Fast forward a year.
Till it wasn't.
Had a walkout.
4 years.
Yeah.
Boom. Right.
But whatever.
It was good.
I'm glad it happened though, honestly. I'm glad it happened because I was just like came back from it with like a freaking vengeance. I was just like more motivated than ever. So it was funny because I think at the time we were doing like maybe $130,000 a month or something. $140,000 a month was like our best month. And that following month, we were at like freaking 180. And I was like, take that. Like, I was just like, and we had a leaner team. And I was like, like, hell yeah. Like, that's like,
so bigger check. They had bigger checks.
Yes. And that was honestly like, there's things like walkouts can either, I've seen it most of the time. It happens the way that I'm about to explain it. Most times if there's a walkout that happens, the owner then starts doubting herself. She just decides, this is it. I'm just going to close up shop. Just go lay down and die. And I'm like, dude, no. Like you have, like, let this motivate you. Let this motivate you and look at it as a blessing to rebuild your business to in the form that you really want it to be.
Do you remember when I was kind of sort of, it wasn't full out, but it was almost a lawsuit with the ex-employee that I had at the gym? I won't say any names. But do you remember that? And then her attorney?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a psychopath.
Douchebag. And we got him fired.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yes, we got him fired.
He
from his
was
law
awful.
firm.
So it's crazy.
Because he was acting absolutely insane. And she was nuts too. But he was insane. The fact, I'm like, wow, you guys, and then to find out later they were dating, I was like, y'all are fucking perfect for each other. But yeah, he actually ended up getting fired from his lawsuit because his
his
boss,
law firm.
Or his law firm, yeah. They ended up seeing all the messages and emails that he was like firing off in like the middle of the night, drinking whatever he was drinking. And we actually he got fired, which was hilarious.
Fantastic news.
Yes.
So we got the baby.
Yes. She's going to go drop Kinsey off at volleyball.
Okay.
You want to hold him?
I can hold him, yeah.
Come on, Dad. Lots of cords. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, if you can just drop her off, I'll pick her up. Thank you.
You little guy.
Oh.
There's a lot of light. Let me get you this way.
Oh, nope. He's not having it.
It's bright.
He's not. You can't hold him like that.
I'm holding him away from the light.
Hold him against your chest.
He doesn't like my chest because I don't have boobies.
Oh, well, you do.
He's like, this is erroneous. Nothing here for me.
Aw. What's up, Memphis? It's when you're dealing with humans, you're gonna have error, and everything's not gonna go according to plan. But I think if you can just create different, layers of protection for yourself, of your time and your energy, and it's just a filtration system. The way I think about it, it's like
Reverse
the water.
osmosis.
It's like the water at Starbucks. It's like 10 times filtered, they say. So it's like, I'm just curious, like when people say like in their salon, like, oh yeah, I've got a hiring process. Like, do you really have a hiring process? Or is it like you have a thing that you do most of the time that's in your head? And the process is tried and true. I don't do interviews anymore. I haven't done an interview in years with anybody. But what I do is I will filter through. I knew you were going to do it, which is why I put a space.
Said
that I know. That's why I put a longer space between what I said, because I knew that you were going to sit here.
I can't not say it. You said do.
It was do, period.
Do.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I know I couldn't. I just
look
couldn't.
at Memphis's
I'm
face.
15 years old. Yeah.
He's like, oh my gosh, look at all these lights.
You looking around?
What I do is I will filter through our applicants. So we get about 3 to 4 resumes a day for our salons. And so what I'll do is I'll go through, I pre-screen them. And what that looks like is I will go to their Instagram. I will do a little cyber stalk for a second. I will go through their Instagram. I will look at their tagged photos. I will
go find their house.
No, I won't do that. But I will go see like, okay, are you a party girl?
Check out the decorations.
Are you a party girl? Are you gonna can I see you calling out on a Saturday morning on often? Okay, that's what I'm really looking for.
Right.
And is your work good or okay? If you have okay work, I'll probably hire you. But it's only because I know that we can teach you how to have great work, how to do great work. And I think a lot of people will pass on really great people because they don't have the actual skill set to be able to be a stylist that very next day. What we do is we hire really good people and then we teach them and train them how to do great hair or great services.
Yeah, it's, you're looking at their behavior.
Yeah.
And then you want to take someone who comes in, like if they're a 6, that's good enough. Like you're not going to come in bringing in an 8 or a 9 in. And he's
Look how he's looking at me. Well, you know what? He's trying to see me. He's probably like, that sounds like my mom. It looks like kind of like my mom. Hi. Can you see mom? Let me have that baby.
You got to say.
Let me have that baby.
Memphis.
I'm stuck.
What do you mean you're stuck? Don't.
I'm gonna toss him to
No, you're not. Oh, you're so sweet.
I'm just joking. We had to do baby handoff.
Almost got lipstick on him.
So if you think about what she's saying when she's going to find these folks, she's not looking at them like are they talented and
Ready to go.
hardworking people will beat out talented people every time. I will tell you one thing. I started playing guitar early and I'm talented, but I didn't prevail to like the high levels by other guys that worked harder than me. So I really got that. And it's honestly like, but if you can do both, you're going to be really, really good. But my brother too, like we could just play, like we sat down, we got instruments and we just picked it up very, very quickly. And I took lessons, but then I kind of peaked out there because I didn't put the hard work in that someone maybe less talented didn't. I got good enough to do what I needed to do, but I wouldn't say I've ever became like a great guitar player, because of that.
Well, one of the things that I think you and I were talking about just yesterday.
I am pretty good though.
You are good. You are really good. Yeah. One of the things that we were talking about yesterday was batteries included. Would you mind elaborating a little bit about that and what that means to us?
Yes. So,
Sorry, Sam.
Yeah. When you're hiring people, there's this, we're joking on a meeting and we're having trouble finding someone to do a job. I don't recall. There's a lot of jobs going on over here, but I was like, we need them to come with batteries included. Like I need this thing to work out of the box, not, we got to go and we have all these things that we got to do now that we've hired them. They don't have to be excellent. I need them to be competent at the job on a 1 through 10, like 6. Like if they're a 6 and they got a good attitude, I can make them a 10.
The main thing is a good attitude and being able to count on that person, period.
Yep.
Like even if their performance, like let's say the ability to do something correctly, like 100%, like every single time, all the time, like even if that's not there, but the fact that they at least gave good effort, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And are able to show up on time, be presentable, have a good positive attitude, you know, and we can count on them. Like that is a lot. That means that's a lot these days. That's hard to find.
It is hard to find. And there's people who they're all looking for work, but they don't want to work. No, and y'all, if you want to stand out in this marketplace, in the salon space, it is easy to do because
So easy.
I have spoken to over 4,000 salon owners. I continue to talk to salon owners every day. I can tell you I'm probably better suited to someone in the entire world as to what's going on in the salon industry. Like the mindsets, the thoughts, the patterns, because I have deep conversations with folks.
Yeah.
Like I can personally tell you all you need to do to stand out is be clear on what you want to do, learn, and make decisions. Quit asking people permission to make a decision about your life. It's your life.
Yeah.
You can do that. And don't fall into the trap of becoming good and then you lose all your humility because you're good at something, but now you can't receive feedback and you turn to an asshole. Like, don't
There's
do that.
a lot of that.
Because
Yeah.
you will stay stuck. You'll stop growing.
Yeah.
Because just because someone isn't as good at you at something does not mean you cannot learn something from that person. You need to be open to receiving. There's a book called The Go-Giver. It's the 4th law of giving is being open to receiving gifts, love, attention, nurturing, feedback, things like that. It's so important. So every time we're doing stuff, every time we're working with people, you'll see this kind of pattern. You have that happening on the high performing end, or you have people who just can't. They just can't even because of fear, really. Which goes back to what we were talking about before. It's like doing the hard thing consistently, ongoing, and doing the simple things well, doing the ordinary things extraordinary well is extraordinary. And that's what's extraordinary is ordinary people doing ordinary things consistently through time and making micro improvements on them. Like that's it.
Crack the code.
That's the secret cheat code. That's the magical unicorn. And what we do is we continue to take action and we continue to move, make decisions constantly. We're even kind of like throttled back a little bit right now. I'm throttling back up because of the baby. But even throttled down, we're making more decisions than we're doing more than most humans. Because people just get caught in the monotony of their day to day. They're not evolving or growing their thing, or growing or evolving other opportunities for people on their team. So it just kind of stays.
What's interesting?
There.
I forget like exactly how I stumbled upon this, but there was like this article that I read, and it was talking about why so many teachers are leaving the industry. And it wasn't, you would think at first, like, oh, it's because of the curriculum, or it's because of, whatever. No, it's actually not because of the curriculum. It's because of the people that they're teaching being absolutely checked out. And they're like, I've got students sitting in front of me who are 100% like physically there, but mentally, emotionally, logically, they're like absolutely checked out. Like, and it's because there's this dopamine addiction in the world. I mean, it's everywhere. Maybe it's not inside of like remote areas and like freaking jungles and shit, but it's everywhere, like dopamine addiction. And you've got people that would have a preference. They'd rather scroll and like look through a virtual lens, and they feel like they're doing something there. They feel like they're the coolest person in the world there. And then in real life, in actual real life, there's nothing there. There's nobody's home.
Yeah, and
it's painful for these teachers to be able to stand in front of the class and know that they're teaching, and they're putting their heart and soul and passion into what they're teaching, and the person, it's like literally going in one ear and out the other.
Well, they're afraid to do something. I think those kids turn into adults, and then you have the workforce of the future. It's just I think anyone's doing anything that scares them or that makes them feel alive, I would highly suggest doing that. Like doing something that makes you nervous, but in your gut, like you're drawn to this is going to move my life forward, and it scares the shit out of me. If those two things are in place, I believe that's something you want to lean into. Yeah. And everyone's looking for this safe path with no risk, or and that just keeps you little. And my parents are like that, and they always took the comfortable path. They always took the less challenging path. And it didn't, I don't think it worked out the way that they wanted it to, based off of our conversations, which I'm glad I get to have with them still each day. But they won't listen to me, so.
Kenzie needs a car key as Adit's tire's flat for who knows. I don't know why.
They're in the car.
Fix that in a little bit.
They're already in there.
They're in
the car keys. You got some volleyball, Kenzie? Yeah. Okay. So you have to move the car keys. So
they're asleep.
They're sleeping.
Yeah. No, that's actually what it says. It's that
who's putting eyelashes on her?
I think those are from yesterday.
Got these big old.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Like, what is that?
She's a preteen, or not a preteen. She's a teenager.
Yeah.
Hate it.
I got a ChatGPT. When is the appropriate time for a teenager to wear eyelashes?
I mean, I would say when I went to homecoming or whatever, I had eyelashes on.
Homecoming though.
Yeah. Not like daily. I don't even wear eyelashes. These are mine.
Huh?
Yeah. I've been using this serum.
Yeah.
Except I stupidly forgot to put my eyeshadow on before, which I hardly wear any, but I put it on after. I was like, oh, let me just like tap a little bit. And I ended up like all my eyelashes clumped together, and it was like, it was terrible. And then I had to sit there and like try to unclump them.
Oh no.
The whole thing. Anyway. But yeah, I think this is a very relatable topic for everybody. And I think a lot of people can see, through these examples, whether it be in the education world, even from a teacher-student perspective and to hiring, employee, business owner employee perspective, that, the main thing is number one, to be coherent and actively participating in the conversations and things that you're involved in, and limiting distractions. And of course, having a process that you hire, which is that you use for hiring, AKA filtration system, to try and just find a special somebody or somebodies to be able to join the team and be able to mentor them, guide them, and offer them great opportunity.
Yeah. And if there's something you don't know, learn it. Okay. Like if you don't know or fully understand Google Drive, learn it, YouTube it, spend some time, learn the thing you don't know. And you see this in kind of the older generation, but like, if you're not clear on tech, sit there and learn the tech. Like we did, we use a software called Alaware. We use a software called HubSpot. I didn't know that stuff's a black hole of wizardry. I don't know. But I have been on many tech calls. I've had many conversations, many emails to learn this. And then at some point you can bring someone in to help you along. But doing this, Brooks does a tremendous amount of work on the podcast. But in the beginning, like I needed to understand it. I needed to know how to put this together so that I could help the individual that I was to bring on later. And then you can create opportunity for people. But a lot of people they just take the thing that they don't know and they try to delegate it out to someone. And you got to understand the pieces of your company.
You delegate way too soon. And when you delegate things out,
and withdraw too soon.
Well, they're not even, it's not even, there's no withdrawal. They didn't even attempt to learn the thing. You can't delegate something out until you fully understand it and know it, right? And then, because what happens if you delegate this thing or this process, or you sign up for this thing and you say, oh, well, so-and-so is going to do this on my behalf, and then they do it. Well, then you lose so-and-so. And then what do you don't know how to use it.
That train can't keep going.
Yeah. Or it's okay to like delegate something out if someone's going to create a system or a process and document or record the process. So that way you can have that as a resource. But if the knowledge or, of how to do the thing lives inside their brain and you let them go or they're fired or quit, you're kind of at ground zero. Mm-hmm. So anywho.
His eyes are blue.
Babe, every day you say this.
I know, but they're taking a minute.
Every day, Brooks, he'll look at the baby and he'll go, he's got blue eyes. That's a blue-eyed baby. I'm like, every day you say that.
Yeah, because one week they were looking brown. I'm like,
no,
I thought you were gonna have blue eyes.
I really wanted them to be brown, but this is definitely, there's blue-eyed babies.
That's what we do.
That's what you do.
Mm-hmm. Brown eyes.
Yep.
I mean, brown hair, brown eyes.
Oh, he's going to have brown hair. Please don't
For sure.
poop right now. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we'll wrap this up. And, oh my gosh. Drew, look at that.
Oh, wow. That is a big wasp.
Okay.
It's August. It's hot.
We'll wrap this up.
He's chilling.
Drew's going to go kill a bug.
I can go ride that thing.
Thank you guys for listening and for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.
I don't think that's a wasp. I don't know what that is.
It is not a wasp.
That is something else.